Voice of Indonesia.
To celebrate, to commemorate the National Awakening Day. And
Hi, Rahma.
of course, Professor Didi also has the same spirit as me and also the whole nation of Indonesia. So let's talk about the National Awakening Day itself. How you define this special day, Prof?
Okay, thank you, Rahma. For me, Awakening Day is a very significant phase of the history of our country as a nation. Why? Because before that time, the idea of a nation that we call it now as Indonesia even did not exist yet. At that time, on the 20th of May 1908, through the establishment of Boedi Oetomo, the idea of a nation that we call it as Indonesia started growing, accompanied by other youth organizations such as Muhammadiyah and other youth organizations established around that time. So this is a very, very important history that we have to commemorate every year, and not only the commemoration, but also we have to make it as the time when we have to revive our spirit to build this nation, I think.
Yes, exactly. And talking about Boedi Oetomo Youth Organization that becomes the background of this special day. At that time, the organization fought for Indonesia before the independence, right? In terms of its
Yes.
education and many other fields. And what about today? What do you think that we fight for and what we can do to celebrate this Awakening Day?
For me, our struggle to fill in the spirit of Awakening Days is much more difficult than when we compare it with those our founding fathers did at the time. Why? Because the challenges that we face at the time is getting more and more complicated. So at this time, we have to fight for our prosperity of our country. We have to improve the standing of our country, not only among the nation, but also we have to make it better from time to time. So, for example, when we can improve the national GDP, for example, this is what we call it as awakening of our country. When we do our own profession, we do our best. Let's say when I work as a teacher, and then we do our best as a teacher, and when somebody as a researcher does his or her best as a researcher, then we have applied the spirit of our awakening day. That's that's what I understand, Rahma.
Okay, so you can also apply the meaning of the National Awakening Day as a teacher or lecturer in the university.
Yes, of course, yes.
Okay. What about in terms of technology? Can we also relate this on the National Awakening Day?
Yes, of course. Let's say in my profession as a teaching staff in the university, we can integrate technology into our daily teaching and learning activities. For example, we can do what we call a project-based approach in our teaching and learning strategies. Through this project, we can assign a theme or a topic, for example, in a certain field or in a certain theme. For example, we can ask our students to find out the history of what the Awakening Day 20 of May 1903 is they can search the information from the internet. They can ask someone, a source person, for the interview, and then they can write a kind of paper about the awakening day, for example, or they can write certain performance or script in which they can perform together about the history, about what the situation happening around the awakening day. And then they can use the technology such as social media, whether YouTube, Facebook, or other social media platforms, to uh, to upload their work, so they can be read, they can be watched, and can be listened to broader people around them. So if in the past we can only perform being watched by our own colleagues, by their own colleagues, but at the moment the audience is getting larger and larger through the technology. So we can use what we call multimodal channels to distribute the children work. So this is what we call a project based that I can understand.
Wow, amazing. Okay, in 2024 itself, like you said that our technology in Indonesia and in the world, of course, is getting more advanced and advanced. Can you imagine that in 20 years, 21 years from now, which is 2045, that Indonesia marks as the golden generation? It would be so much more advanced. And that's also related to this year's theme of the National Awakening Day, which is Bangkit untuk Indonesia Emas, or Awake for the Golden Generation. What do you think about the theme?
Yes, I think the theme is very relevant to the present situation, whether nationally or internationally, because we in the 1930 or 1945, we are going to have what we call demographic bonus. At the time, we are predicted to be one of the nation with the highest income in the world, because at the time we have more young generation who are at their productive age. However, we can only reach that kind of situation when we prepare our students with the knowledge, skills, and technology that they need at the time. So we have to prepare our students about the skills and technology that they will need in the future. We prepare our present education for our future generation. So the task is not easy, but we have no option unless we prepare ourselves. So, in my understanding, the acquisition of technology, the acquisition of competencies is very, very important. So, in our university, for example, we will allow our students to graduate only after they fulfill all the requirements to graduate, and then accompanied by at least one certificate of language competence, and then one certificate of competencies other than language, for example, digital literacy certificate, for example, or the certificate from Huawei or from Cisco or from national, what we call it BNSP. So, and then we require them to take one micro-credential course that they can take for free from our platform, our MOOC platform that we are creating for that purpose. And then another thing that they have to acquire is about entrepreneurship skill. So they can only graduate after they join entrepreneurship course, in which one of the uh, uh, instructor come from the industries or come from those the practitioners of entrepreneurships. That's the present policy that we are applying for preparing their the graduates of our university. So when graduating, they will become uh, useful graduates being uh, used or being employed by companies, or they can create their own opportunities for getting income, especially by become entrepreneurs.
Okay,
Okay.
Professor Didi, final statement, please, on the
Yeah.
National Awakening Day for our listeners and viewers, please.
Okay. I urge young generation to prepare their own future through the acquisition of skills that are needed for future life. And then we, as a nation, as citizens, we can try to apply the spirit of Awakening Day through whatever we do in our daily life. We have to play our role as good as possible. When we are working as a teacher, we have to do our best as a teacher. And when we are an engineer, we have to become a good engineer. So through this, we will improve the standing of our nation, and we become better and better from time to time.
Amin. Thank you so much, Professor Didi Sukyadi, for the special interview about your insight as well on the National Awakening Day. Thank you so much. And
Thank you so much, Rahma. Thank you. Have a good day.
have a good day to you too. Yes, viewer listeners and viewers, that's our special interview on the National Awakening Day 2024. Stay tuned for more interesting information and also interview only on Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world.